Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something super fascinating, a framework called the abundance revolution. Look, if you've ever felt totally stuck on a treadmill, just facing the exact same life challenges over and over again, no matter what you do, you are absolutely in the right place. We're going to explore how to finally break free from those looping problems by looking at transformation entirely from the inside out.
So let me ask you a question. Why do the exact same problems keep repeating in your life? Think about it. Maybe it's a financial hurdle you just kind of can't seem to clear, or a toxic relationship dynamic that keeps popping up just with different faces, or even health and stress issues that just will not quit. It is incredibly frustrating, right? It feels like you're just running in circles. Well, this explainer dives into exactly why this happens. And honestly, the ultimate solution is not at all where you might think it is.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely flips our standard worldview. The old paradigm we're all used to tells us that wealth, solutions, happiness, they're all external. It's stuff we have to chase, work relentlessly for, and somehow drag into our lives from the outside world. But the new paradigm, it argues the exact opposite. It says that abundance and the solutions to literally all your problems already exist right inside you. Basically, we've been staring out the window when we really should have been looking in the mirror.
Section 1. Wealth originates from within. Okay, so according to our source, you aren't just your thoughts, your emotions, or even just your physical body. Your true identity is actually a spark of infinite divine energy. From the very moment you were designed, you were fundamentally built from a state of pure abundance. To really ground this, just look at this massive number, 40 trillion. That is roughly the number of cells operating inside your body right at this exact second. And here's the crazy part. When scientists look at these cells under a super microscope, they find that 99% of a cell is actually just empty space. But it's not actually empty. It's filled with this infinite energy and intelligence that automatically runs your heartbeat, your digestion, your breathing, all without you even thinking about it. You are quite literally made of boundless, intelligent energy.
Right, so if we're made of infinite energy and our default state is pure abundance, why on earth are so many people struggling with debt or conflict or just plain unhappiness? Well, imagine you're holding an umbrella. This umbrella represents your unresolved emotional baggage. The deep-seated sadness, the fear, the anger you've been carrying from the past. While the universe is constantly trying to shower you with natural abundance, this emotional umbrella is popped wide open. It acts as a shield, completely blocking the wealth and solutions from actually reaching you. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2. The universe as a giant mirror. Let's actually look at the cosmic mechanics of how that internal emotional baggage creates your day-to-day physical reality. The source introduces this concept called the law of projection to explain it, and it's brilliant. Imagine the universe is just a giant projector system. Your subconscious mind, which is holding all that emotional baggage we just talked about, is the laptop containing the data. And your external life, that's simply the blank projector screen on the wall. So whatever data is currently sitting on your internal laptop gets projected perfectly onto the screen of your reality. If your laptop is full of fear and anger, well, the screen is simply going to show you a life full of scary, frustrating events. Now, this brings us to a really tough, but honestly transformative pill to swallow. The source states, and I quote, "The people who trigger you are just messengers of your own unresolved emotions." According to this framework, those toxic people or those looping bad situations, they aren't actually external attacks against you. No, they're just the screen reflecting your own internal data back at you. They're basically just the postman delivering a message that you have some internal anger or fear that desperately needs to be acknowledged and cleared out. This table brilliantly illustrates the physics of it all. See, everything operates on a frequency. Wealth, solutions, health, those exist in a high frequency state, aligning with emotions like gratitude, love, and joy. But fear, anger, sadness, those are low frequency emotions. So if your body is constantly vibrating with low frequency baggage, you physically cannot attract those high frequency results. The frequencies simply don't match, and that means you stay stuck in that loop of problems and conflict. Okay, let's dive into this in Section 3, releasing emotional baggage. So how do we actually clear that negative, low-frequency data from our internal laptop so we can finally change what's playing on the screen of our lives? The source outlines 3 really straightforward steps for this. First, you must welcome and accept the negative emotion. Don't fight it, don't judge it, and please don't try to cover it up with fake positivity. Just observe it. Second,
Take 100% responsibility for it. Acknowledge that this feeling is your data. It stems from your past. It is not someone else's fault. And finally, let it flow. Just visualize the emotion as a cloud of dark smoke, leaving your body through an open door, floating up, and completely vanishing into the sky. You're simply letting it return to the universe. And to help physically shift your state during this whole process, the source shares this highly actionable and honestly slightly surprising physical technique. It's called the 227 breathing trick. Here's how it works. You pull the corners of your lips 2 centimeters to the left, then 2 centimeters to the right to form a smile, and then you hold your breath for exactly 7 seconds. Look, yes, you might feel a little ridiculous doing it, but according to the source, this specific physical action actually triggers a rush of endorphins in your brain. It instantly reconnects you with a feeling of internal calm and bumps up your frequency.
Section 4. Mastering quantum jumping. All right, now that we know how to clear out the old baggage, we can intentionally create new data for our projector. Enter quantum jumping. This isn't just wishing for something, it is a deep, immersive, sensory visualization process. The goal here is to feel the absolute reality of your target. Maybe it's a specific financial goal or a new home, right now, in the present moment. You must literally see it in your hands, hear the sounds associated with it, smell the environment, touch the object, and most importantly, feel profound gratitude now as if it has already been achieved. You are actively aligning your current frequency with the frequency of your future goal.
But there's a massive caveat here, which the source calls requirement 0. You absolutely must have an unshakable positive expectation from the universe. Once you do your quantum jump visualization, you have to completely let go of the how and the when. You cannot try to micromanage or control the process, and you definitely can't sit around obsessing over why it hasn't happened yet. You simply trust that the new data has been installed on your laptop, and you allow the universe the time and space to project it onto your screen.
So, the crucial point is how we actually tie this all together in Section 5, the 30-day abundance routine. How do we actually apply all of this abstract stuff into our messy everyday lives? Well, here is what that 30-day timeline looks like in practice. In the morning, right when you wake up, you practice conscious breathing and deep gratitude for everything you already have. Then, during the day, you make it a literal mission to silently send love to at least 10 people you encounter. And finally, at night, right before you fall asleep, you spend just 5 minutes doing your quantum jumping visualization. Doing this consistently for a month radically shifts your internal frequency from the inside out.
Now, a huge part of this routine is that sending love exercise we just mentioned. The source advises targeting 3 concentric rings of people in your life. Ring 1 is your immediate family and parents. Ring 2 includes relatives and ex-partners. And Ring 3, this is the big one, it's coworkers, neighbors, and most importantly, the people who actively trigger you. Think of the guy who cut you off in traffic this morning. Forgiving and actively wishing the absolute best for the people who annoy or hurt you is actually the fastest way to heal your own internal data. You're clearing your own laptop by showing them grace, which in turn fixes what shows up on your screen.
And that brings us to the end of our explainer. I want to leave you with one really powerful, provocative question. Are you ready to stop blaming the screen and take 100% responsibility for the data in your projector? The power to change your reality, your wealth, and your relationships has literally been inside you this entire time. It's time to clear the baggage, raise your frequency, and project the life you actually want to see. Thanks so much for learning with me today, and keep exploring.